Hey guys, so this is a bit of a different video for me. I am going to attempt to swatch this Lemon Drop eyeshadow palette. It is from UCANBE and it's a Lemon Drop palette. I ordered it from Amazon. It was $7.99, and on one section of my hand I'm going to use my favorite primer, which is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, the anti-aging one, because this is my go-to primer. This is why I'm using this. You can use whatever you have. And I have two brushes on standby. They're both synthetic. This is a Juvia's Place. This one is a BH Cosmetics. They're just on standby. Y'all know I do not really like finger swatches, but my hands are clean, fingers are clean, nicely cleaned and dried. So I am going to attempt to do finger swatches and some brush swatches for you guys. And then I got another little brush for the just in case. So let's see how I do with this and how, this will be pleasing for y'all. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the palette. As you can see, there are different textures in the palette. This one is quite unique in my opinion. It is that jelly clear thing behind it, and then they have the gold and green and brown beads going through it. Now for me, this is a finger must for application. When I did my eye look and tried it with a brush, it did not come off quite so lovely and not as full-bodied and pigmented as it does when you use your finger. So this one is definitely a finger user. However, this is the only color in the palette that I am not a fan of. So it is glossy looking, very shiny, very pretty. I give it that. However, it does transfer on your eyelid. I will post my makeup video that I did with using this and how it transferred and what I did to correct the problem. So this one is not a fan. I'm not a fan of this one at all. However, the other shades in the palette I find to be quite lovely. This one is very unique. Now remember, it's UCANBE. There's the boxes outside, but it just gives the ingredients on the back, where it's made, their social media information, that it is cruelty free, 12 months shelf life, made in China, and the name. It doesn't give you specific shade names. The box itself is also quite lovely. It's a pretty cute little box, but I toss the box. It's whatever. I don't keep the boxes. I will purchase the grape and the berry drop as well. There's a grape, a berry drop, and there's a blue one, a purple one. Yeah, so the grape drop I'm gonna buy, and the berry drop, which is blue, so I'll get those. And they do have another one. I think there's fruit, and I can't remember, but I think there may be 4 or 5 total, but I don't need all of them. So let's get into these swatches. Thank you for being patient. I had to do the overview of the palette in case you will not see another video of mine concerning the palette. Now, I mentioned that we have different textures. We already talked about that. So here we have, this is quite unique. It's not matte and it's not glitter. It's not satin either. It's like a cross between a matte and a very light satin. Comes off very nicely. I wore it under my brow. So let me give you a swatch of it. So I'm gonna do swatches without primer first, finger swatches, and then I'm gonna use primer and a brush and see how we apply. So this one I used, see, it comes out quite nicely. So there it is. It looks that way on the skin, but when I applied it with a nice fluffy brush underneath the brow, it lend itself to a much unique color. So look at that. So next to it, there is another, like a yellow. So they swatch beautifully. Look at that. I like that. So now I used this one this morning and I also liked it. So remember, this is just finger swatches with no primer. And so far you see how they show up. This I also used. Oh, goodness me, look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. And the fifth one on the top here is a green, and I'm gonna come over here. Now this one, as you can see, it flaked off, but it does. And this one has like, it's not all matte, it's not a dry matte either. So you can see clearly here what's going on with this one. There's some kind of a sheen to it, while this one is more of a dry. These two are more of a drier matte than this one and this one over here. All right, so that's the first 5. So let me wipe off my hand and go for the second row. So I'm just using a wet wipe to wipe the back of my hand, just so you see what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna pat it dry with 2-ply paper. And here we go. So again, starting on this side, there is this like yellow gold, like it's just pretty. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Look at that. And this, guys, is a true color of what the thing actually looks like. Look at that. It's just pretty. So I just wiped off my finger, dried it again. And then there's this orange shade right here. I'm gonna use a dry finger. See that? And that's what it looks like. Beautiful. I like that. They blend out nicely. And this one is like a yellow with a little bit of a light khaki to it, I think. And it's not all matte either. There's like a slight sheen to it. If you can see the slight sheen that's going on there. Wow, amazing. I like that. And then we're gonna go to this deeper orangey looking, like, it's not a burnt orange, but some kind of orange. And that's that. But you see, without much pressure, without much at all, they swatch very nicely. And remember, this is just bare skin, no primer, with my finger. But again, you guys know I prefer brush swatches, but I can tell you that they come off lovely on the eye. Now, I haven't played with this color particularly, but as you see, it came up a bit powdery and very pigmented. It came up really loud. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. It's a matte, but it's not too stiff, not too dry. It's a little more loose in the pan, I'm thinking, compared to some of the others. But you see how boldly that came up. So imagine that with a brush in the crease or laid onto the lid. Oh, that would be beautiful on the lid. I can just see it. All right, so let's clean off this and get to the last row, the last 5. And for $7.99, you guys, from Amazon, I think if you're a beauty on a budget and you're into this kind of color scheme, you would love that. So let's take this loveliness out here. I could see that being a nice neutral go to work kind of shade on the lid, as well as a crease color. Now, I notice a lot of them in the palette, they have this kind of sheen. It's like a matte, a cross between a matte and a satin. It's the same kind of sheen and texture, so it works well as your lid color as well as in your crease for transition. Look at that. That is just smooth. That just, oh, that just went smoothly in. I like this. I like this color. All right, the next shade is looking kind of white, but there's something underneath there. I can't tell what it is, but let's get her on there and see. It's not silver, it's not white, it's just pretty, and I don't know what to call it. It just looks like a frost, like a frosty shade, like a frost shade. That is just pretty. Yeah. And one thing I like, there are no glitters, except for this guy here. There are no glitters. It's just that smooth satin matte feel that they have and the texture. No glitter, nothing like that. I'm so not into the glitter in the palettes. Like, go sit somewhere with your glitter. All right. This is a yellow that I used. So look at this. It's so pretty, you guys. Really, really, really nicely done. UCANBE, I really like this palette. And that is just amazing. So that's that nice yellow, swatches nicely, not too powdery, not too stiff, doesn't give a lot of flyaway. The only guy that did a little bit of fly ups, you know, flaky stuff was this dude here. And it's okay. It still came off very vibrant. Now, I'm going to swatch this one last because that's the unique texture that's there with the glossy finish. So I'm going to go for this dark green, like this hunter, cross between a hunter green and whatever that is. But it's green. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yes. Do y'all want me to actually swatch it with a primer? I don't even think so, because if you're thinking of getting this palette, listen, this is enough, okay? Y'all know I'm a stickler for eyeshadow, and when you swatch them, because sometimes you swatch them on your hand with a finger, and then you go with a brush, and it does diddly squat. So, but this, I can assure you, they pick up very nicely on the brush because I've already used the palette. So I feel comfortable showing you finger swatches. But look at that green. You see that lemony, yellowy, like a little bit of shimmer, sheen, not shimmer, but sheen to it. Like a little bit of a lemon sheen. Look at that. See that? But here we go. This little guy with the weird texture. This just feels like can we play with that? Like yeah, let me behave. All right. So this is what it looks like. It is quite different. It's glossy. On the eyelid, it comes up glossy the same way, and you can go back in there and tap it in when you're on the eyelid. So if you're into that glossy eye look, shiny thing where it looks like you have Vaseline and color on your eyes, that's what that is. It felt like Vaseline on my lids. My lid was starting to stick together, and I said, I don't think so. So what I did was I took my brush, just like this. I took my brush and I layered the other guy, this guy right here on top, and just made it like my thing. So this is what I did with this color, and I will use that color just like this, because this for me is a no. I liked it going on the eye look. It looked glossy, looks shiny, and looks like something that, you know, one could step out with. However, the transference and it's sticking my eyelids together, feeling like goopy, I was like, I don't think so. That's not what we're doing. So I promptly found my brush and did this and covered it up. And you can see the difference with the two shades. So it kind of brightens up with this beneath it and this one on top. You see the difference, how it looks here and here. It's like a more vibrant thing going on there. So that's how that looks. Very, very beautiful palette. It amazed me, okay? So now I need to get the grape and the blue one and just have fun with it. So I want to pick up this color. See, this one is the one that gives that kickback. But you see, it applies on your lid. If you're going to use this color on your lid, I would tell you put down something like a tacky base for it to grab onto and not give you so much fly away and fall out. But that's the only shade that behaves that way in the palette. Let's try this guy. See? And that's without primer again. So you guys can see me and the brush theory. See? You use a brush and you still get color. See? It's even showing you the little hairs on my hand. See that? It's even highlighting the little hairs on my hand. Like, okay, she got hairy hand. Like, I don't care. It's my hand. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching so much. I really like this little guy. And this is my swatch overview and thoughts on the UCANBE Lemon Drop palette. I like this guy, like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up the video, hit the notification bell, hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, all that fun stuff. And let's hang out and have some makeup fun, because you know how we do around here. All right? Okay, bye. And remember, this is not a sponsored video. I bought this from Amazon with my own money. The company don't know me from Adam. Okay? From Adam and Eve. They don't know who I am. So I'm not affiliated. This is not sponsored. I am simply sharing my love of makeup, the things I buy, and the things I enjoy using. And that is it. My thought process when it comes to makeup and this particular palette. Alrighty. Take care. Enough love. I am liking what's going on here with the psychedelic, whatever that is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the prism. Oy, oy, oy. You can sit here and play with it all day. Anyway, guys, goodbye. Enough love.